Pleasant good evening to one and all. Here again at Ruby St. Philip. About to do a video of the Trinity Church. This is the Hilderskin Primary School here. The Hilderskin Primary School. She's at Ruby Park in St. Philip. I will make my way back to the road by the St. Philip Hospital again. So this is Ruby St. Philip. All the Hilderskin Primary School. I don't want to focus on anybody's children. Straight up, we'll lead you back to the top of St. Philip via Long Bay, Well House, Parish Castle, Bayfield, Culpeper Island, the East Point Lighthouse, you name it. You can get to it from this way. All Ruby development here. The park. So this is all the Hilderskin School here, which was an amalgamation of Holy Trinity boys and girls. Hilderskin School was named after former teacher Hilderskin, who was also from St. Philip, and she was the proprietor or founder and owner of the Industry High School. So I'm heading towards Holy Trinity Church once again, which is our Ruby Park, Ruby St. Philip. So this road will lead you back to Sanford and back to the King George V Memorial Park. Again, I'm to the east side of the island. I'm to the east of the island, here in the parish of St. Philip. All the pasture here, the scheme. So again, St. Philip is the largest parish, the flattest parish, and it is also a unique parish. This is the month of July, which is the month of St. Philip regathering. St. Philip, people from St. Philip, this is the pasture here for these school children, Hilderskin pasture. You can see the mill wall over here for the whole Ruby plantation. So again, I'm in the countryside. This is the countryside that I'm in right now. St. Philip is the parish that is said to have less hills. St. Philip is also home to Calypsonians, well-known Barbadian Calypsonians, the red plastic bag. Also Mac Fingal and Blood and John King, all from St. Philip. St. Philip is also referred to by many Barbadians as the Republic of St. Philip and the Philippines. Back down the Ruby Road. People from St. Philip are referred to as Philippines. So I will just make my way over to Trinity Church, Holy Trinity Church. Right next door to the church is the hospital, St. Philip District Hospital. My second time through here in the space of a week. So this is all Ruby Road in St. Philip. Now approaching the St. Philip District Hospital, where the Ghanaian nurse was attacked about 4 weeks ago. A nurse from Ghana in Africa. We have a lot of Ghanaian nurses in Barbados. At the moment, one was attacked in the bushes out here by a man that was said to be riding a bicycle or something like that. And she was in last time the paper checked, she was in critical condition. Haven't heard anything about it since. I'm heading to Holy Trinity Church. Out here, the very lonely road and a very rocky road. You can see Jezreel behind here, which is just behind the hospital. And across from Trinity Church would be the King George V Memorial Park. King George Park is right across from Holy Trinity Church. There seems to be a Holy Trinity Church in every country. So, whether Catholic or Anglican, there seems to be a Holy Trinity Church in almost every country. You can see all the farmland out here. Farmland out here. Farmland out here. And behind the farmland is Jezreel, which is, I camped there a few years ago, but 23 years ago, 2002, I camped at Jezreel. I camped at Jezreel in 2002. So this was also lead about Sanford, where King George Park, Jezreel. This is like a retreat like. So we had to sleep over there in the vacation. They have bunk beds. So Jezreel is just up behind here, behind the St. Philip Hospital. Jezreel right here. The founder of the proprietor of the place, Miss Truda, passed away a few years ago. And the hospital is at the front. So Jezreel. Oh, here's farmland. This is the beautiful countryside here in Barbados. This is before I'm taking east of the island. And this is the hospital, St. Philip District Hospital, which is right over here. All farmland over here. St. Philip District Hospital. So this is all the hospital. Now I'm going over to the Church of the Holy Trinity and the Anglican Diocese of Barbados. All the hospital here, St. Philip Hospital. And the church cemetery here, Holy Trinity Church Cemetery. And King George V Park is across from Holy Trinity Church. There's also another recreational park in St. Philip, which is the Tree Houses Park, which is not too far away. Further across is Tree Houses Park. So Tree Houses Park is to the other side of St. Philip, closest to Blaze Hill on that side. But this is King George V Memorial Park. This is the church hall here where the former Holy Trinity Girls School was. which later amalgamated with Hildeskin School and formed. The boys and the girls amalgamated and formed one school, Mrs. Hildeskin School. So this is King George V Park, and this is the Church of the Holy Trinity in the Anglican Diocese of Barbados. So Holy Trinity Church dates back to 1830. Holy Trinity Anglican Church dates back to the year 1830. So this church will be 195 years old this year. This is one of the well-kept churches in Barbados in the Anglican Diocese. So Holy Trinity is a beautiful Anglican church. This is the graveyard behind here, part of the graveyard. You can see all the side of the hospital over here. I will start with this is the graveyard here at Holy Trinity Church. The grave of Owen Henderson Branch. Right here. Oh, here is very peaceful and quiet, I must say. The grave of Thelma Kathleen Gooding. And most of all, Gillian Bain, who died mysteriously after being kidnapped from her home in 1996. And she was thrown in a well with a big rock stone on her head. Up to recent years, no one was able to come up with who would have done it. Heard a lot of stories. Gillian Bain laid to rest here at Holy Trinity Church. So the rectory where the priest lives is situated behind the church. But no one lives here at the moment. The last priest that lived here was Reverend Bernard Bean, who resigned from Holy Trinity Church earlier this year. The last priest that would have been here before Reverend Bean would have been the bishop, Bishop Maxwell. He was the last priest before Reverend Bean, who was the priest here between 2008 until he was elected to be bishop in 2019. Or Holy Trinity Churchyard. When it was at camp at Jezreel, we used to run all around here, play all over here. The original vicarage was pushed down, and the priest had to be living at further up in Ruby. And then around 2010, 2011 or so, they rebuilt a bigger and a better vicarage. You can feel all the country breeze blowing on you at the moment. It's a very peaceful and quiet area. So this is all Trinity Church Cemetery, part of it. Dr. Gillian Bain's grave. So this is a beautiful country church, a rural church tucked away in the countryside to the east of the island. St. Philip is southeasterly. St. Philip is southeasterly. And this is the church cemetery. Some more of the cemetery here, which is right next to the hospital. So all the St. Philip District Hospital here again. And Jezreel is just behind the hospital. So this is all the St. Philip Hospital. And look back at Trinity Church. Thank you guys for watching now. And have a blessed and a wonderful afternoon, evening, day, or whatever time you watch this video. Have a good one. Lord family grave. So another thing before we close, St. Philip is also home to the following persons with the following last names: Lord Wiltshire, Mason, Fingal, Lord Wiltshire, Mason, Fingal, Cossey, and a few more Blades too. All originated from St. Philip. Thank you guys for watching now, and do have a blessed day. Stay tuned for more videos of Barbados. And I will head back to the churchyard and show you guys around the church. Holy Trinity Church at Ruby City, Barbados.